Does your Maltese dog hate you? Oh yes. You hate to think that your dog isn't happy with you or doesn't really like you, but it can happen. And they do give you signs that something is off. Today's episode, we will share 12 signs your Maltese dog may secretly hate you, but you don't know. Number 1, they won't play with you. Maltese love to play. They love to chase balls and play with their toys, and they want you to get involved. Playing by themselves is great, but add in their owner and they are in hog heaven. If your Maltese playing habits have changed or they have stopped playing altogether, it is a sign they are unhappy, depressed, or just not that into you. The first thing you should do is make sure they aren't sick or injured. A quick trip to the vet will help with this. Number 2, they're using your house as a toilet. Is your Maltese dog suddenly treating your whole house like his personal powder room? It could be a sign that he's not so happy about your behavior. If your pet is pooping wherever he pleases, it may be a sign that you're not walking them or changing their litter box frequently enough. It could also be a sign your pet is fearful, so consider addressing your own behaviors, like yelling or slamming doors, that could make them scared. Number 3, they growl at you. There's a big difference between barking and growling when it comes to dogs. A barking dog just might be excited to see you or wants your attention or to even play. A growling dog is not a happy dog. They are warning you to stay away. If you don't pay attention, you could get bit. And while a Maltese isn't going to do a lot of damage, you still don't want yours to bite you or someone else or a child. This type of behavior you can't ignore. If you have been abusing your Maltese, then you can expect this behavior from them. Number 4, they ignore your commands. If your Maltese seems to be giving you the cold shoulder and ignoring your commands all of a sudden, it's a good sign they're not happy with you. Dogs in particular may ignore commands when they're feeling upset, and funnier yet. Number 5, they aren't interested in your treats. Typically, your Maltese will be really excited about any treat you might want to give them. I know that my 2 certainly are. Sammy will run in circles and get so excited she can barely contain herself. If suddenly she stopped wanting to take treats from me, I would know there is something off. She could be sick, or maybe I did something to upset her. Once again, think back to what has happened in the past few days to determine if there is something that happened that might have upset your pup. Number 6, they make direct eye contact, a lot. There is nothing better than when your pup lays their head in your lap and looks lovingly into your eyes. It can show just how much they love and trust you. However, if your Maltese is looking you directly in your eyes without breaking eye contact a lot, this could spell trouble. One way Maltese show dominance is to stare down their opponent. If you see 2 dogs growling at each other or acting aggressively, this is one thing they do to let the other dog know that they are the top dog. So, if it isn't the loving gaze and just plain naked aggression, that's a bad sign. Number 7, they're grooming themselves constantly. Regular grooming is a good sign that your pet is healthy and happy. However, if your pet is constantly grooming themselves, even to the point of creating bald patches, that's a definite sign they're unhappy. Over-grooming is often an anxiety response, so make sure you take your pet to the vet if you see them behaving this way. Number 8, they try to bite you. Even worse than growling is biting. However, one might lead to the other. If your Maltese is growling at you and you try to pick them up or touch them, there's a good bet they will bite you. Anytime your Maltese feels threatened, they may resort to biting. I know that my Maltese Truman, who is super sweat, will bite if he happens to find a Kleenex and you try to take it away from him. I swear, he will fight to the death to keep that Kleenex. It wouldn't be so bad, but he would eat them, so I would have to take them away from him, and yes, he would try to fight me for it. Number 9, they avoid you. It's hard to feel like your pet suddenly doesn't enjoy your company anymore. But it's important to listen up if that's how they're acting. Pets, particularly those who are anxious, depressed, or have been abused, will regularly ignore their human caretakers. Fortunately, using a calm voice, rewarding good behavior, never hitting or yelling at your pet, and demonstrating plenty of patience can help them feel more secure in no time. Number 10, they become destructive. There are a lot of reasons why your Maltese might be destructive. From separation anxiety, which Maltese tend to suffer from a lot, to fear or not getting enough attention, they aren't destroying your home just for the heck of it or to give you the finger. There is something wrong, and it is their way of showing you that. Maybe they need more attention when you are home, or perhaps they need a dog walker to come by in the middle of the day so they can get some exercise. Number 11, they don't want you to pet them. Most dogs, including Maltese, want to be petted. Some just want it from time to time, while others demand attention all the time. Either way, this is normal behavior for your pet. If all of a sudden your dog no longer wants to be pet, then something is going on. They are either upset with you or they are not feeling well. If they cry out in pain when you touch them, then something is seriously wrong and they need to see a vet immediately. Number 12, they scratch themselves, you and everything else. Scratching is normal for a dog up to a point. But if your Maltese dog is scratching everything, including themselves, all the time, there could be another issue. First off, if they don't have fleas or they are scratching other things, such as furniture or you, this can be a sign of stress or anxiety, and an anxious dog is not a happy dog. As a pet owner, don't assume that excess scratching isn't an issue.